Wileyverse. This is episode 3 of the stream, where our heroes have just defeated a interdimensional evil that had possessed evil robot spider vehicles and their skeleton minions. We're starting up from last week's episode, which you can stream live. Or not stream live. You can review. I am Wiley. I am running the show here for the Savage Rifts campaign. I am with Deyton and Mitch. When last we left our adventurers, they were in the town of Castle Hill. They have liberated it and freed the people from a rift, which had let loose a dimensional evil into the town, which created zombie bots and all kinds of things. Right now they're in a town with only about 12 survivors left, and they have been waiting there, or they've been there for a week recovering from their wounds and the adventure they've had. Denny, the leyline walker patron of the town, the protector of the town, the ruler of the castle on Castle Hill, has told you that many refugees from Tolkien were coming through here prior to the incident that occurred last week. And she gives you directions of the primary routes that they use, the refugees' routes, to get to the new frontier. And seeing as there's not so many people around anymore to use them, she also gives you a vehicle. So you now have an all-terrain, four-wheel. It's an old vehicle. It's not pre-riffs, but it's nothing fancy, nothing new. It's a big four-wheel, all-terrain truck, essentially, Land Rover-ish.
It's not like a new Volvo.
No, it's like, but it has a nuclear reactor, so you don't have to worry about power. You don't have to worry about fuel. It was made in the either golden age of pre-riffs or post-riffs time period. But it's, nothing fancy, no guns, no sensors, no nothing. It's just big tires, goes over anything, drives, got lots of storage space. She gives that to you, but you had told her that Dockwall was inquiring about their well-being, and seeing as their Dockwall is now no longer affiliated with the Coalition, and there's only 12 survivors here, not enough to rebuild the town, they have decided to head to Dockwall. So they're abandoning Castle Hill for now. They may, gain enough people to repopulate this fortification later on, but they're, right now it's in shambles and there's not enough people, so they give you vehicle, they replenish your supplies, you're healed, you're full up on ISP, you definitely want to get away from the ley line, so you're ready to go. And they depart back east towards Dockwall. Let's go! So the plan is to continue to head to the new frontier along these refugee routes, which have, smatterings of stops, like way stations and safe points and hideouts along the way.
How long has it been since they've been in regular use?
So it's been a month since Castle Hill has been isolated. So, and the Siege of Tolkien was about 3 months ago.
Okay.
So they obviously haven't seen an active refugee coming through here. They don't really ever get word back if these things are still active or safe. That's why there's multiple ones. There's multiple routes.
So it's not long enough for everything to have been overgrown, but still short enough amount of time that we might still be
going into danger.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
is there any distinction about the routes, or is it just this one goes like this one goes like this one goes like
that's
there's
pretty
no
much it.
Markers of any kind that
there's of course the ones that are most northern are the most dangerous, because that's getting up towards the Xiticix areas. The ones most southern are the most likely to get hit by coalition. So I mean, you run that, like all these refugee routes are the same. Like you run that risk along which ones you go.
So we should take the middle one.
Yeah, right.
Right. And there's, like I said, there's multiples and they cross. So like you can web your way through various means. And you can check on the way stations, check on the supply drops and things like that people leave if you want, or you can ignore all that and take completely off the beaten track routes.
I think we should at least start on the road.
I think we should definitely start on one of the trails. Doesn't matter which one we take. Just we take one.
Let's take the center one. I know it sounds silly, but
yeah,
let's not go south. Let's
not take
go
the
north.
most northern. Not take the most southern.
And like there's like a dozen of these routes, so you take the centermost.
Let's say even this little band that we're in right now has still had some altercation, but not too much.
Yeah.
If we go any farther north, we start risking the Xiticix. Go any farther south, we start risking the coalition. We're still kind of fresh out here. So.
All right. So you take a generally median route through these refugees, and most of them you can tell haven't been touched in a month or more. Some of them have supplies in them, some of them don't. It's very much a, take a penny, leave a penny type situation. If you have extra things to leave for refugees behind you, you're supposed to leave them behind. If you have messages or if there's danger or if there's whatever, you're supposed to go back to the most recent one and put that information in these drop points, in these safe houses. You're not seeing really much of anything. There's some supplies there. You're getting the feeling that you're probably going to be the last refugees through here. Like, you're not even refugees. I mean, you're just kind of getting pushed out of here. The zone, the main Tolkien exodus has already occurred months ago. So you're going through, you're picking up supplies here and there. You get a couple frag grenades back.
Hey, a couple?
2, yep.
Are there any watchtowers in the boxes?
Watchtowers?
Jehovah's Witnesses.
Oh, like, yeah, all along, not all along, but there's some Jimi Hendrix old CDs. Something we had to do, should have done before. You have a knowledge skill that doesn't have a associated knowledge. Like, you just have knowledge written down.
Oh, yeah.
In the Coalition, or in Rifts, there's several really good knowledge choices I kind of wanted to run through. What?
I was supposed to be a dum-dum.
Knowledge.
There's knowledge arcana if you wanted to be someone that knows about magic and all that kind of stuff. I just don't see it for, like, your character. Knowledge computers, which even though there's not a global internet, computers and electronics are still a big thing. Cybernetics, if you're going to be a cyber doctor, I don't see that fitting. Electronics, again, just straight up electronics. Engineering is mechanical aspects of machines. That's if you're going to fix like power armor or robot armor. But then there's good ones like history. Those useful skill characters in the post-apocalyptic era, because it gives you, like, you would have read an Aaron Tarn book here and there.
History on yours?
No, he has explosives, and then he has general knowledge of coalition. So history is good. Like, you might have picked up some Aaron Tarn stuff, so you'd know about the old world and what came to pass and what's going on in the world around you now. And then there's medicine, obviously, science, broad physics, chemistry, related disciplines, and politics, which is the current politics, which would be Federation of Magic, Coalition, that kind of stuff.
I think that I had meant to take electronics because I also have metalworking and I wanted to be able to like fix cars and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure that's what that was.
Cool with me.
All right. Not just...
And engineering would be like another good one to take with your metalworking. Like, you could repair robots and you could repair power armor for people.
What is the difference between electronics and engineering?
Electronics is like circuit boards and the lighting and the laser weapons and things like that, versus putting on armor plating and fixing the actuators and the servos.
That sounds more like what he would...
engineering.
Yeah, engineering, so...
Yeah, you plan on patching up a bunch of robots.
And between the two of you...
Like the evil ones we just fought.
No, but I can, like, armor our car and things like that.
Yep, absolutely. And between the two of you with explosives and engineering, like, that's the kind of stuff that takes down buildings or drops giant robots,
Or obscures areas.
Obscure area. So, you're heading along these paths. You're picking up some stuff. You're leaving some information behind if you want. I mean, Shani likes to write stuff out and leave things behind about. She leaves information about Dockwall and about Castle Hill.
I think that would make me nervous. I'm more of a cover my tracks.
Yeah.
Probably leaving some feces behind. You know, you gotta poop every now and then.
Yep. Does it get stuck to your fur?
Nope.
Cut it out or something.
Have him singe it off.
He has a Brazilian. Like, it's weird. It's like he's furry everywhere except for like this one little patch. Like a nice Brazilian patch.
Brazilian's the butthole, which he probably would have
It's
too.
both. It's all the way around.
Brazilian
Brazilian is
pink round hole that always sticks out underneath your tail.
Yeah, Brazilian is from belly button to butt crack, all the way through.
Note to self.
Good to know.
Get yourselves Brazilian boys, Bardowski boys, big city slams, big city slams. So you're heading along when you're
Dungeons and Dragons than it was on board games.
yeah, you're driving along when you see that there's a couple vehicles in the pathway aimed towards you. They're not moving, but they're pointed towards you. So you're driving along this path. It's slightly forested around you, rocky, kind of hilly area. And you just see these two vehicles stopped in the path ahead.
Anything that looks like a barricade is probably a barricade.
They're not like turned to block,
They're
but
just parked in the
They're
middle
just
of the
kind of like
facing our direction.
facing your direction, not moving.
So, shall we pull over and go?
We're driving, but I think we should pull over.
I believe we will pull over then.
So you kind of pull off, I'm assuming, like off the road into some tree cover.
Yeah, not just like,
Yeah.
go on the side of the road now.
And then...
Oh, and obviously going to look around a little
Let's
bit.
go investigate.
No, we should go noticing.
Well, let's first, like, before you move up to the
We have to
actual
get
vehicles
closer
itself.
to notice anything anyway.
Well, you can notice here to see if there's sounds of engines running, which they're not as loud anymore since most things are nuclear powered. But you want to see if these things are powered, if there are people in them. So let's just do a straight notice real quick.
If I can sense any magic.
Well, that's what I was going to say.
You get your keen senses, and if there's magic users in them, you'll get that too.
So we're changing our roles, but we still do our wild card, right?
It's always it's so now the rules generally, except for like fully automatic fire, it's the one skill or trait die plus your wild card.
Gotcha.
So you'd be rolling 2 dice, take the highest of the 2.
I don't notice anything. Obscured area.
This guy's blind as a bat right now.
I like your blind too. I didn't realize that you had that.
Motherfucker, it's the same roll.
+2 though.
Okay.
So you actually got A4, which is a basic success.
Yeah.
So.
I can already tell how this session's
We
going
should
to go.
we should have just named instead of the Wileyverse. We should have just called this critical failure. That should have been the name.
Like, because there's critical role is the other thing. We should just crit fail.
Yeah.
She gets a 7. You got a 4, right? Nothing's going on. There's no, like, wildlife isn't going nuts. There's no unusual smells. Everything seems like normal for being out here, which in itself could be unusual for the smells. Like, there's no smell of people, which might mean that these vehicles have been sitting here for a while.
Did they look like they've been sitting there for a while?
You're not close enough to tell. I mean, you can use your Farsight if you want to start burning that kind of stuff.
I thought Farsight was really supposed to be more about like me figuring stuff out.
No, Farsight is range.
penalties,
Yeah,
right,
range.
right.
So you can look from here. You can like straight up just investigate right around that area by looking.
I don't think I want to erase 3 pp.
Right. I mean, or you can just start heading up. So did you? Yes. No.
Yeah, I'll
Okay.
I'll investigate.
So you use your farsight to look up at the front of the vehicle.
Oh no, not farsight. No. I said I'm not using.
Not using it. Okay.
I'm sorry. I'm correcting my ISP because we just got to raise the last one, so I'm just making sure that I've noted down my ISP is different.
Right. So you're gonna head through the forest, cautiously advance.
Like this, apparently.
Like you're sliding
Better.
money to a drug dealer. Like, is that what you're doing?
We're going to investigate.
We're moving forward.
There you go.
All right.
So you move forward, and the vehicles don't look active. There's no sound of power. There's no sound of people. There's no sound of anything. So the area seems kind of quiet.
But like I said, how long is it they've been sitting here? Is they covered in dust? Are the windows down or up? Are they locked?
Are you so you're moving right up on them?
Yeah,
now
yeah.
that you see that. So once you see there's no sign of that, you walk up to them. So they've been sitting here for a couple days to a week.
Okay.
The front vehicle has damage. So the back tires have been dragged. So the vehicle is down low. The back tires have been totally destroyed, ripped, burned or melted. It's got battle damage on the back, so it's dragged. The one behind also looks like it had some significant damage into the engine, and it's shuttered and stopped. You see that there are several tracks around it of what looks like quad or motorcycle or both, tracks. And then there is one quad that has just been abandoned. It's damaged as well. Investigations to really kind of get a feel of what occurred here.
I don't have any investigation.
I do now.
That's why I was trying to sneak my notice in earlier. I'm chief.
I just want to notice.
I'm chief noticer Clouseau.
Yeah.
Hey, so I get to re-roll both
You did.
if it's a 4 and a 6.
And then you're going to take the highest of both. So right now you're at a 6 and a 4.
So we don't add together anymore.
You do it, yeah. Well, you don't add together, but you have a 6 and a 4. So the 4, you're going to re-roll the 4, it's going to add to the 4. You're going to re-roll the 6 to add the 6. And you're going to take the highest out of this competition of these two dice. So you have a 5 and a 7. Wow. That's terrible. So the 7, you have the 7.
Hey, that first roll,
But you can use your keen senses, your smell, and all that around this to get an idea. So it looks like these vehicles were driven after they were damaged. So, they were damaged and they got away, and then they eventually broke down because you can smell the grinding of metal and the burning of oil and all the everything else that. Just they pushed these vehicles to the limit to try to get away from whatever had attacked them, or they had suffered damage and continued to go for a while before breaking down. But there's this really super odd smell that you've never smelled before. It's not a good smell. It's organic. It's burns your nostrils. It's not not something you've encountered before, but something that kind of gets your hair on rise, hackles rising.
It's not specifically a rancid or foul smell. It's more of a.
It's
is he inferring intent in the smell?
No, he's not inferring intent. It's just when you encounter just something you've never smelled before, and it's bad. It is just, in this case, it's very acidic, very assaulting to your nose, and it just has this thing that's triggering something in your head. You're not good around it. Make me a notice check with keen senses, just you.
Not too bad here.
6.
Well, never mind. Sorry. I was you're 6. It's a top roll and a D8.
Nah, 6 and a 8.
Yeah.
So while you're sitting here, you're smelling this, and it's assaulting the back of your sinuses, that smell. It's just that it's getting up in there, and you're not liking it.
Getting up in there, and I'm not enjoying this.
I'm not enjoying this.
It's like the
no means no.
It's like the devil
right?
tooted, whispered a curse into it, then wafted it in your face.
So you're also starting to like, oh, I don't like this. I don't like this, and then like that was distracting you from something else. Like you're hearing something at the edge of your hearing, dog whistle-ish. And it's like, it comes and goes. So, like, you hear this, like, keening sound in the back of your head almost. Not even almost like it's getting through your ears. Just like it's there, that dog whistle sound. And then it stops. And then it picks up somewhere else. And then it stops. And then the original place where you heard it starts up again. So it's like...
What is it, boy? I'm afraid I know what it is, but I haven't sensed it.
You do not have these kind of senses.
Hey, but here goes the card shuffle. That's always a great sign.
Or you tell me that you're hearing this thing or whatever.
Alright, so basically these things have some crazy smell of them that I do not know.
Is it Xiticix?
I have no idea.
I'm scared of this proximity to the north anyway, so I'll be nervous about that.
And I can hear this constant, like, slight whistle, sort of, but I'm not, like... I'm hearing it, but I'm not hearing it. Like, sensing it.
Shani points out that seems to be tracks that leave this area. Like, some vehicles got away.
Yeah, we should make tracks and follow the road farther away from this.
And she's, like, showing that, like, to the south off this path, like, kind of up over some stuff. She's like, I think some of these little outrider vehicles got away. Maybe they're the people that attacked this?
It sure looks like that. Or they all moved in convoy, and these are the only things that were quick enough to get away.
But I mean, it's...
And then you're saying that you're, like... And, like, you hear it, and you hear, and you hear the thing again.
So something's out there.
And then they're, like, changing, like, it's getting closer?
So we maybe go back to that vehicle and get the hell out of here.
So you want to flee?
Make me a danger sense notice check. So it's -2. It's a notice at -2.
Notice at -2. Still using my wild card.
Correct.
That's not good. So we notice at a 1.
So that's just for him. It's for his danger sense.
Yeah.
I don't think you have danger sense.
No.
And she does not.
I have
So
streetwise.
Where's your new character sheet? What is danger sense?
Danger sense is notice -2 versus ambush.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, that's not bad.
Well,
Except for we're getting ambushed.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be better than, like, say, yours. Or
Yeah.
So no one's getting cards.
You don't even get to fight.
Right.
Well, we don't get to go first.
You don't get to go first. They get to just jump you and do what they want with you. 3, like, all of a sudden the trees kind of start rustling, and then there's this high, like, buzzing sounds. Real, like, actually not high, low. And 3 of these things come out of the trees at you, just kind of like jumping off the trees where they've been moving up. They're greenish, but they're also kind of striped with pallid stripes, which made them blend in with the leafless trees in this forest, because it is winter time, or getting to winter time. And yeah, there's 3 4-armed, 6-eyed, bug, alien-looking things coming at you. 4 arms, 2 of them holding guns. 2 of the arms on the 3 of them are holding guns. The others are holding swords and nets and things like that. They are buzzing down on you. So, I'm going to give them a card. Boo! Xiticix.
I knew that. I was like, I don't want to go any farther north. No!
All right.
We didn't choose to go north, right? We took the middle
No,
path.
we didn't. That's what I'm saying. If we got north, we would run into more of them. We're close. Like, this is what I'm scared of. This, like, this is why I didn't want to go this way, kind of at the beginning, but it made the most sense.
There's like this.
He rolled way too many times for this to be good.
They're like the guns that they're shooting have this like soundless, like it absorbs sound and then comes out with a thump, almost like they're pressurized guns. It's like, and they're just shooting these what look to be bolts of green energy, plasma, lasers, something, but there's something just not right with them, and especially the way they're sounding is just. It's not like that bang, it's not crack, it's not that laser beam hiss or, pew, whatever it is. It's just like this absence of sound with a thump that follows it. Like, thump that just gets you. And they're like, and they're coming down on you. You get hit.
This is a curious question then, just so I know ahead of time.
No, yeah, at will, no action.
Yeah, so like the moment I saw them, I'm on fire.
Technically, I could say that you can't because you're not even on hold at this point.
Yeah,
because you got ambushed. But okay. I'll like the moment the trees start shaking, I'm not gonna like deny you your 5 armor. Yeah, so go ahead.
I'm just saying that in normal ambush situations, I don't get that option.
You
That's
would
kind of
like
okay.
I'll try to make judgment calls on that. In this case, you were already, like, as a player, you were already like, I don't like the situation.
Yeah.
So the moment the tree starts shaking, you get yours off. I'll let that happen for this one. They didn't hit you, luckily enough.
That's okay, I'm sorry. Does everybody know I'm on fire?
He's on fire. He is on fire. Do not touch him. He is on fire.
So what, you rolled at different times to hit each one of us?
Yes.
And I'm the only one that got hit?
You're the only one that got hit. Your toughness is 11?
Yeah. I guess it might be okay that I got hit versus you, or...
My toughness is 11 also.
Right. It's AP 1, so it's a 10 they're going after. No, wait. It is not no AP, so it's going after 11. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it thumps into your armor and hisses off of it. It like hits it and leaves like this kind of just green miasma. It's not acid, it's not anything like that, but it's magic. Like, you smell it. It hits you, and this is techno-wizardry, but not like organic techno-wizardry.
Does it smell like what I smelled earlier? Is that...
No.
Okay.
No, it doesn't.
Okay.
Good question.
Good question, yes. But it does not smell like what you smelled on the vehicles.
Gotcha.
Now I'm even more scared. There's some other stuff out there.
So they come down, 3 of them. They're like in a semicircle around you. You guys are kind of spread out. And they definitely are trying to hem you in and split you up. And, get you so that they can get a crossfire on you and you can't help defend each other type thing. So, starting with a regular round. 9 of diamonds. Not terrible for you in your history. That's pretty good.
That was that meh face. I got 9 of diamonds. Well, I've had a lot worse.
Oh, wow. The worst card you have ever gotten. A 2 and a 6. 2 of hearts, 6 of spades. It's just the minimum. Just the bare minimum that you can get. You guys are not doing well. Shani is a 9 of clubs. Things are not looking good. Right? Yeah, worst suit. So after you. And they get... an 8 of diamonds. Lucky. So, you are first, Iggy.
I think we know what I'm going to do here.
Yeah, you can only get 1 with the burst. You sure you don't want to just bolt?
I was going to obscure the area so that they can't see us.
Okay. You can only get, again, they're spread out on 3 sides of you, kind of. So
can't I obscure the area around myself and us so that we're not open targets anymore?
You can, but you can't see either.
I can't.
Unless you spend 10.
It's
the mega version of it.
All right. So, we're going to...
So you can get 1 in an obscure area. You can blind. You'd have to spin the mega version of it, or the additional target version of it, and throw it up. Because that's like a flashbang. Mm-hmm. You would blast it out in the midst of all of them, and you basically not target these people. So it would be a big flash of flame light that would just affect them, but you'd have to spin the extra PPE to affect multiple targets. Or you can bolt or burst them. I mean, or whatever else you want to do.
Yeah. Let's bolt one and see what's going on before I start really getting ISP heavy here.
Alright, you gonna spend any of the extra points to up its AP or anything like that?
Yeah. So I'm going to do one ISP, which is plus 2 AP.
Alright, go for it.
And I need 4d6.
You need a Psionics roll.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's what you're saying.
So you need to hit first, which is Psionics plus your wild. It's short range, so you're just looking for a 4.
Oh, that's a fucking roll of d12. Sorry. 8.
Alright, that's a hit with a raise, so you're going to need an extra d6.
So 5d6?
5d6. Oh, sorry, no. They're camouflaged. So just a regular hit. So just the 4d6. Because I have -2 for cover.
6.
And you
10,
gave it AP 2?
12, yeah. So it's 12 with plus 2 AP.
Alright. You have shaken and wounded one. So it, you hit it, burns into it, it just goes, hits the ground like insects do, thump onto the ground. Doesn't seem like it was hurt by the fall, but it's definitely wounded from your bolt. It'll have to recover to take an action. Shani is going to put on her armor. That's her action.
She had the 9 of clubs, right?
Yep. Okay. Which takes us to them. So, let's see if that one hunter that's on the ground can recover. He does not recover this turn, so he is down. So there's 2 more. Which one were you shooting? Because there's one on each of you. Were you shooting the one on you?
I'd probably shot the one on me. I'm pretty scared.
Right.
Yeah.
So
loyalty's out the window.
Yeah.
There's bugs.
Oh, it makes sense. So the one shooting at you hits once.
Do not pick up that dice again.
The one shooting at Shani hits once. Your armor is 11.
You never want to hear your GM say, ooh.
Okay. It got an 18.
Wow.
No AP. So 11 is shaken. 15 is 1 wound. So you're going to, if you want, you're going to be shaken and take 1 wound, unless you spend one of your bennies to try a soak roll. Now, soak roll is a vigor check. Each success and raise will get rid of wound. It gets rid of the shaken immediately. So now roll vigor.
8? Yeah, do that. Yeah, for sure.
So your vigor and your wild die. If you get a 4, you take no damage.
4, I take no damage. I got a 5.
There you go. So you soak that roll. But you get hit, and it staggers you you're holy crap, this thing's thumping against you. But you're not, you're still active, you're not wounded, you're just a little bit kind of
wounds.
You're just kind of rattled. 5, 9, 11. She spends 1 to not be shaken. So she gets hit as well, and she's yelling out, cover! Get to cover!
Save us, Iggy!
Save us, Beethoven! Your turn.
Well, I'm going to take a shot at the one that's hit me twice now. Jackass.
Make a really quick notice check as a free action.
Ooh.
5.
Was that with your keen senses? 7?
7 with
Okay.
senses.
Nope, nothing. So go. attack the one that's...
Nope, nothing. So I had to roll an 8.
You had to get a raise, yeah.
Jesus. What am I doing?
So you're rolling your shooting die, your fully auto, your Dragon's Fire. Is that what you're doing?
Mm-hmm.
Roll your shooting die 3 times plus your wild die. The wild die can take place on one of your shooting die if it's better.
Okay.
So
go ahead and roll them all at the same time.
Yeah, 3d8 plus the d6.
Is the Dragon's Fire the name of your gun?
It is, yeah.
Yes, it is.
It is one of the brand new Coalition firearms. It's a heavy weapon with a grenade launcher.
So
You're looking for 6s.
I got
3 5s.
I got 3 5s.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Well, and
No,
I had
do you
4,
have-
but I
Do you
replaced
want
it.
So you have no range penalties. You have no sight penalties. So your scope's not helping. The problem is that they have cover because of their camouflage and the
background is broken up tree.
Right, and they're all slided up. So do you want to spend a Benny to reroll that whole roll, or do you want to accept the fact that you completely missed?
He puts it so gently.
You know.
Do you want to try again, or do you want to fire into the sky?
Right.
Oh, it's
All
two
right.
minis in one turn, man.
This
Careful.
is, now that we're rolling properly, this is much more what...
Oh, get the fuck out of here. All right.
I got 2 7s.
I thought that was a
7s.
7 too. See, I
Wow.
thought it was 3 7s. I was like,
2 7s and a 3.
All right, so 2 7s will hit. Your AP is 2.
2.
So, what you're going for on these guys, they are toughness 10 with 4 points of armor. So you're looking for 8. So, because you're negating 2 points of that armor. So their toughness goes down to 8. So roll the damage dice, and you're looking to get... Essentially, what you really want to do is get 12 and above. You want to get increments of 4 above the wound.
Okay. And I don't get a wild die on this, correct?
You do not. No.
Okay, so it's just
It's
my
just
3d6, and then it's plus 2.
Plus 2.
13.
No 6s?
No.
Okay. So 13, it'll shake it and wound it. So...
it's
Sorry,
11.
13.
It's like it's 11, but it's plus 2.
2, yeah, right? So that's gonna, so 8 shakes it, 12, 4 above that wounds it. So you're gonna drop it out of the sky as well, just like you did his.
Okay.
Yours goes down. Alright.
It makes a soft pooping sound.
It's like when you slap a fly down, is that just like
Yeah.
into the ground.
Really, the main thing I wanted to know is whether or not my gun would hurt them, or
You
whatever.
really, really need to like take level-headed or quick 4 of clubs.
Oh, man.
My God. Like, the 2 things that you're, like, going on with role-playing, persuasion and like, charisma-based abilities, like attractiveness and persuasive, and initiative-based
So
abilities.
the next time
Oh,
we
my
play
God.
a game, I'm going to be the prettiest, fastest person. I'm gonna have no skills. I'm going to quick word right up front.
7 and a 4.
Ooh, that's
Man,
not
you
good,
are
dude.
not doing well. Shani gets a 2.
Fuck off.
Oh, all the karma
It's like,
coming to
I'm going to
punish.
increase the difficulty by stacking the deck.
Right? 8 of clubs for them.
It's the highest card, isn't it?
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That's sad.
All right,
The
so-
8 of clubs is the highest.
Let's see. Let's see if they can recover. So there's one shaken, does not recover. The one is still kind of like clamoring and trying to get up. The one on you, wow, yeah, he gets up, and is now firing from the ground. The other one's still flying at Shani, so let's have at it. Shall we? Shots at you.
I knew I should have gotten
Miss,
harder to
miss.
kill.
Shots at Shani. Hit, miss. And 3, 4, 5, 6 is not going to hurt Shani. So they are now. They've kind of maneuvered around. Well, the one on your side, of course, is just down. The one yours is moved up, and now he is behind one of the trucks. So he's using the truck as cover on the ground. And the one that's coming on Shani is on top of a truck, but utilizing the angles to get cover as well. So they're now even harder to hit unless you guys start moving to negate that. So, are you next?
I think I go next,
right?
right?
Yeah, you have 7.
I was
You're
7.
next.
Get 7. Would you get a 6?
Yeah.
Right. So 7.
No, 4, sorry.
Oh, 4. 2, 4, 6.
Alright, so his is still down.
His is still down. Yours is moved up and is now like behind a vehicle.
But it's
trying to get beam like a beat on you.
Truck or whatever aimed at me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a spell to obscure the area. God, part of me wants to. I know what part of me wants to do. I'm gonna shoot a damn grenade at the truck.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I would have done.
Boonk. What kind of grenade?
Truck buster.
Like, if you're trying to blow up the truck or like do that, like a frag grenade's frag's not going to do it against a truck. You're going to have to do with a high explosive or armor piercing type of a thing.
Guess I'm going with the armor piercing.
All right. Boonk.
You know, shoot a nuclear-powered truck with an armor-piercing grenade. I put my hands against my ears.
They're super safe nuclear reactors.
Right.
They're not like.
No, I know.
Yeah, they're inert. I mean, you can get them to blow up, but
this is just a shooting check, right?
It is absolutely just trying to see. Like you're trying to get the reaction. That's a good one.
I was like, the fucking 2 now.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, that's it.
Oh.
Yeah.
13 total.
So you put the grenade. That was a good enough roll. So it comes in and it's hiding behind the truck. You put the grenade into the truck. You see, like, it goes through the windshield. Like, you didn't put it into the grill or anything other metal. Like, it just goes right through the big plate, open, flat. It's one of those flat fronted trucks. Right through the windshield. It bounces off the cab, like one of the cab walls, and goes back somewhere. You hear the primary explosion of your grenade go off. Then you hear a secondary explosion of something else going off. So they actually had some type of fuel or propane or something else. They might have had a kitchen back there. This was like a more long-term scouting or recreational vehicle. So whatever else was in this vehicle that was providing fuel for the internals detonates, and that truck, just the entire side of it that the Xiticix is on, blows out. And there's just Xiticix green paste all over the trees, along with all the shrapnel and smoke of the truck.
You do an 80s hair toss, but it's all ears and tongue. Where you're like,
yeah. Floppy ears going everywhere.
See that shit? Yeah.
So, your Xiticix is down.
All right.
Blown out by the side of the truck. That thump, like you see a reaction happen from that explosion with the others. They're like, make me a notice check with keyed senses.
That was literally what I was going to do. If you didn't do that, mine's down. I was going to attack the truck. Yours was taking cover behind.
6 total.
Okay.
Something tells me you would have had a much more. Your success is a lot higher rate than mine would have been. You catch the truck on fire on the outside.
You just melt everything.
Yeah, right.
the propane hisses.
I do this, but there's no slow mo, and it doesn't look good. I'm just like, oh, that's boo.
Well, all right. I'm just gonna go back.
That looked a lot cooler in my head.
You're up.
All right.
So yours is still on the ground, kind of trying to scrabble and get up. Shani's for you. You can see like the back of his head a little bit over the truck next to you. He's got cover, but like you could move to a position where you could see him better, or you could move around to get a better shot at the one of yours on the ground.
I think
you would get a bonus to kill yours.
I'm pretty scared of these things. I think I would be pretty focused on the one I'm on already, and I think that Shani could probably take care of herself. So I'm going to give this a shot. She's already deflected a couple of shots, right?
took shaken. She took a hit
Okay.
and had to spin a Benny to negate it. And she took another hit, but it didn't hurt her. It didn't get through her armor.
Well, if I knock it down, yes, I'll shoot at hers.
Okay. So you can, if you burst, it has no cover bonus.
Okay.
If you would have to move in order to get a bolt at it.
Let's burst it then.
Okay, and that'll actually start melting the truck as well.
Yeah.
You know, you haven't like really looted these trucks. I don't know if you were looking for anything in them.
I'm not
but
thinking about that at all. Yeah.
It's obvious that you don't think about preserving things you come across as you melted an entire coalition APC, which would have been awesome for you guys to have.
I literally melted like if you would describe what I did, I melted part of the coalition. Like I melted all the people, all their armor, all their vehicles, all the equipment,
like
all of the aid, all of the medicine.
I melted the coalition.
Yeah.
You're talking about when we went in that vehicle and I got to the mounted gun and everything. Because he melted
the front and then melted the back.
Remember, I had to use my fire mastery to turn it down so you could get out of the truck. Yeah. I melted it so bad. All right, so I'm bursting it.
All right.
A regular old burst.
Regular old burst.
So I'm going to roll a 10 instead of a 12.
We're getting... There's just like this... All of a sudden you have a new smell going on. And it is...
Burnt hair.
It's, no, it got released when that thing died. And you almost, like, ignore it. It's just in the back of your mind. You're like, that's a smell that's, like, not just death or burning or whatever. That's something that thing released when it died.
Still different than the smell from earlier.
That is correct.
Okay.
It recovers from shaken, the last one. Finally, just shakes it off and stands up. It's just going to take its own entire action to do that because it's tired of rolling and failing.
Wait.
The last one. So there's only one left.
I only knocked one out.
He knocked one down.
I know, but wasn't that Shani's turn?
Oh, right. You are right. Thank you.
Oh, yeah. Good call.
Well, it was on 4. So that's what it did.
It recovered.
It recovered. Okay. Now it's Shani's turn.
Okay.
So, Shani has her flaming sword out, and she's charging the one that's recovering. That just recovered.
I understand. She wouldn't just do nothing.
No, she wouldn't just do nothing.
She's like, you guys got this.
You guys totally got this.
You guys clearly have this under control.
She pulls a churro out of her pack we didn't know she had.
Mm-hmm. She also makes churros. Like,
yeah, I don't know.
She has a churro tattoo. She can just make churros.
Like that
would be a fantastic tattoo.
Tattoo's on her butt, though, so who knows what it tastes like.
Butt churro.
The worst. She's reaching in her bag and pulling that churro. You churro? I'm like, no, I'm good.
She hits easily.
Put peanut butter on it, I'll eat anything.
Oh, no. The peanut butter.
Vernon making everything in the put peanut butter on everything.
She cuts yours down. Like it finally just like, sits there, shakes its head, stands up. She charges it with that flaming Kopesh, and its head just comes off.
Should I make another notice check?
Yes. Now, it's going to be easier for you now that you're...
You notice the lack of peanut butter.
Yeah, there's definitely a lack of peanut butter. Did you get 4 at least?
Yeah, I got 5 plus 2.
Now that you're looking for it, you notice it again. There's like this burst of something. And like, being dog boy, being that kind of thing, like, it's almost pheromone-ish. Like it's... This thing is these are insects. You know kind of what they do. They talk through pheromones. They talk through that. You know about pheromones. You know about that. So these things, that's a something. That's a communication, almost.
So now that you smell it, would he be able to track it or locate it or whatever?
Well, I mean, if you're looking for dead Xiticix, he can probably do that. But it's mainly just it's kind of it washes and then it's gone.
Oh, so this is the smell of dead Xiticix, which means we're alerting the area to dead Xiticix. Right. We should probably
you're getting the feeling that when these things die, they send out a SOS.
Are we able to drive around this small blockade? It's not really a blockade.
You are, but you know that they came from and were running from these things. So do you really want to keep going down this path?
Well, no, I just...
You can.
I'm asking, can we drive around?
Yeah, you can.
I'm like, let's do a donut around it before we leave.
Woo!
Yeah. So we should go a different way.
You should and you know that there's people that survived this.
Yeah.
So maybe see if you can find them. They're survivors.
Well, the quads look like they went south, right?
Correct.
So
south is away from Xiticix.
I like both those things.
So let's follow those tracks. Go back to our vehicle.
So you're.
Do you want to look around for anything before we go?
We can look in the tracks that haven't melted.
But you know that you've just alerted 3 deaths.
Yeah, that's what I'm
saying. All right, ready? Let's get in the vehicle.
So you're heading back, and that's when you smell the smell that you did before. As you're turning around and heading back to the vehicle, and you see where it is, you see from one of the trees, you hear this weird hawking loogie type thing, and you smell the smell that you smell in the vehicles as something is attacking your vehicle.
Well, the good thing is we blew up all the trucks.
2 of diamonds for you. Again, I love that picture. 7, but you got a flush. So 7 and 5 of clubs. 2 of diamonds for Iggy.
Means we're getting back to being on track.
Oh, there we go. Ace. And a jack for them. So the ace, gosh, what's she going to do? She does not like that.
Can we see what it is that's attacking the car now?
It's up in the trees.
Is it shooting something? Is it?
Yes, it is. It kind of sounded like it hawked a loogie at your vehicle.
Get away from our fucking car!
We just got that!
Beethoven rolls bark. It is not effective.
Yeah. She's gonna try to multi-action. She's gonna try to pull her wings out and charge it flying with her Kopesh. So to try to kill it before it gets another round on attacking the thing. Let's see if she can pull that off. So multi-action is -2 to. It's every action you want to take. You can take as many actions as you want. It's -2 for every action though. So she's trying to do 2 actions, which is invoke the wings and charge. So it's going to be -2 on each roll. And of course, if she fails to invoke the wings like she just did, then she can't charge. So she stumbles forward, stop! Womp 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 womp.
Now it's the thing's turn.
Yep, it is. Oh, you see another hawk and loogie spit at the car. And you get more of that acidic smell coming through.
What are we seeing come out of the trees at the
Just
vehicle?
this glob of...
Has it hit the car yet?
You can't tell. I mean, you drove the car off. You're looking at a road. You know where your vehicle is. You just see this thing, hawk and loogies down where that is.
Okay.
Who's next? You.
I think it's me. I don't even know what to do at this point. I'm not close enough to do anything if I can't actually see
Attack
it.
the darkness.
Move. Yeah, I mean, if you
shoot at the fucking tree, hope
you
that I hit it.
You can run and shoot
I attack
at a -2 if you just want to kind of shoot blindly and hope you hit it, or you can just start moving to get, double move, try to get up in there and.
Or you can save your turn and I can look at it, or try to look at it.
Well, I mean. You guys got to get up there.
Let's just do the moving thing.
Okay, so you start running back to your vehicle. What are you doing?
I'm just following him.
I mean, you can set the trees on fire. It is
you want to set the forest on fire?
I mean,
3 of clubs for Iggy.
Is that my new card?
That's your new card? Jesus. You really
What'd you just have? A 2 of diamonds?
2 of diamonds.
My card before that was a 4 of clubs.
A king of spades and a 7 of hearts for
Hey.
Beethoven. Finally getting back in the game. Getting his head back in the game. Shani has a 4 of hearts. And the Xiticix has a queen of clubs. So you get to go right before it.
Wait, are you saying it's a Xiticix?
Yeah. I mean, it's obviously a Xiticix.
It smells like pheromones.
Oh, no, we didn't know what it was.
No, I'm saying it came to the pheromones. You smelled it.
Well, it was already there.
Oh, okay. Well, it was right there.
There weren't just 3 hunters. There were
we don't know
4.
anything.
But one of them was told to attack, or one of them's tactic was to attack your vehicle while the rest were attacking you. I mean,
so I can see this thing now?
you know what it is. I mean, it's like spitting this acid. It's up on a tree. You just fought Xiticix. But
None of them spit acid, though, so that's why.
yeah, none of them spit acid during your confrontation. But this one is.
Okay.
It's got a gun. It's got its sword.
I'm just saying,
Like the rest of them do.
I wouldn't know any of that knowledge, that's why I'm...
Yeah. Yes, it is another Xiticix attacking your vehicle. Specifically with acid spit. Just like it did the vehicles that were dead in the road.
And I am now up far enough.
You're up far
I
enough,
can
you can
see where it's at in the tree?
You can see where it's at. I mean, you don't have good target lock.
Acid is not considered plasma or anything.
No,
okay.
because it is. Yeah, it burns at a different.
Gotcha.
It doesn't. It does a different type of burn.
Yeah. Okay. Just making sure what I'm getting into before I get into it.
Again, it wasn't using this on you. Its guns were more effective against people. It's using this acid specifically to try to disable your vehicles.
Can I take a notice check or anything just to see if it's hit the vehicle or not? Does that matter?
I mean, you might want to assess that after you kill it.
I guess that's true.
Yeah.
I like how you pick your notice. I'm going to notice.
No, you can. Like, you can absolutely tell me you want to make a notice check or something.
Let's shoot at it.
Okay. Fully auto?
Does it have like a certain thing because I can't tell exactly where it is?
Yes. You have -2
Okay.
to all the rolls. I'm really sad that we're not streaming properly.
Well, I got a whole fucking 2 then.
You didn't do full auto?
Oh, whoops. I was supposed to roll 3d8s, huh?
Yep.
Well, we'll keep those numbers.
No, reroll the whole thing.
I forgot. I was distracted by your streaming comment. It really just, like, is not working over there?
I mean, it's just flashing red and yellow at me and that kind of stuff. We'll check it out.
It's 11.
What'd you get on the D6?
A 4.
Okay. Remember, if you roll a 1 on the skill and wild die, that's a critical failure. So let me know. And if you're rolling like that, a 1 on any of the skill and wild dice would do that.
Gotcha. So you hit it up with
But you hit once.
Okay. But that would not be the case if, like earlier when I got the raises on both.
And then you roll double ones. No, because that's adding on to the top
You
die.
can't critical failure, critical success.
Right. So do your damage. Again, you're looking to hurt an 8 because they have 10 toughness, but you have -2. You give -2 to their armor. So.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
So that that shakes it, doesn't wound it, but it's not going to be spitting acid at your. Well, it might. We'll see. It's going now, so it's going to try to recover. It does not recover, so it's still up in the tree. Like you thumped it, it's trying to recover. It failed. So
yeah, I'm last. Don't worry. Check my card.
Yeah, Shani's just running now, so she's just trying to get up there. You're up.
Am I close enough to hit in its general vicinity?
Yeah, if you want to throw a bolt. You're not close enough for a burst, but if you want to throw a bolt, you can.
I mean, it can't hurt from this distance. There's going to be like a -2 because I can't quite see it.
Because it has no. Make a notice check. No, actually, there would be a -2 because you can't see it, camouflage, all that, but you get a +2 because it's shaken. So.
Oh, so
you're at even.
All right. Yay. Then I might as well, since those have been negated, I'm going to just go ahead and spend an ISP to give it some AP.
Always a good thought, especially things that have armor.
So. All right. This is not a D12.
What's your silence? D8?
10.
D10. Nice. 10 D6.
Oh, 5.
5 hits.
All right.
All you needed.
And I get 1 SP, 3P at 46.
So you need. It's already shaken, so 8 wounds, 12 wounds twice, 16 wounds 3 times.
So.
Hey, look at that.
6. So it's 12 plus another 9 is 21.
Yeah, that's
26. 29.
You send a firebolt, which burns through the top of the tree. The top of the tree is charred, burns, and falls off. Pops right through that thing. It erupts. Its body just plugs into the carapace, burns it out.
I need to keep getting shitty cards because they give me good rolls.
So that thing is dead.
I never even knew its name.
Oh. You run up.
Can we go get the car?
Yeah, you run up to your vehicle, and you see that it's put some holes, or it's put some acid around your wheels, and it's trying to get to the axles and things like that. It didn't hit your wheel, it didn't hit your axle, but it's still melting through.
And this is not fire mastery.
This is not fire mastery, but
throw some dirt on it.
You can try throwing water on it. You can try pissing on it. You can try burning it. I mean, you can try things.
Don't put water on it. Do what you ought to. Add acid to water. Never put water on acid.
It depends.
It's 100%. Never put water on acid.
Hold on. This is an alien creature from another world. When I'm saying acid, I'm saying it's using an acid-like substance that's burning through something. So I just want to see that it doesn't necessarily
Only
work.
Because magic kids never put water on acid.
Never will put water on. So it just spreads it around.
If it boils the water, it'll spurt it. That's the bad thing. So if you put it in a graduated cylinder, you dump water onto the acid, it'll overflow and splash you, burn you, that sort of stuff. Yeah. So you add acid to water to dilute, not the other way around.
So are you trying to burn this shit off, or are you just gonna?
You mean try to burn the acid off?
Yeah.
I guess I'll give it a try. I mean, I don't need to roll for this because it's right there, concentrated fire.
Yeah.
So I tried to burn the acid away.
And you can also do things like pick up leaves or
throw dirt on it.
Dirt or trees. But yes, I mean you can literally try.
Well, me and Shani can do that. You're the only one that can really.
Creating fire destroys
it's true.
molecules as well.
I attempt to burn the acid.
Between the work of the three of you, throwing shit on it, lighting it on fire, heating it up, you burn away and scorch that off. And scrape off the rest of the acid.
Can we tell what it was that was the most effective of that? Was it the dirt that did it, or the scraping, or was it the fire actually work on it? Or?
The fire seemed to work to just to burn it out.
Good idea. No, I would have not thought about that. I would have stood on the side and been like, "Well, I can't do anything because I make fire. So let's throw dirt on it."
Because it still is sticky substance that you just took the viscosity off of.
Gotcha.
When you ignited it.
Gross.
Right.
So the question is, are our parts still intact?
Yes, your vehicle is still mobile.
It just stinks.
Hey.
Again, that burst of smell, though, went out when you killed that thing, so
we should continue getting out of here.
So we should continue getting the hell in the car and going south.
So you guys jump in your vehicle and get the hell out of here. Because you want to get away from that thing. Or this stuff. These dead bodies. Xiticix are terrifying. So, heading over the rocky encampment on the side, trying to follow these tracks. You're going to need to make a tracking roll to follow these tracks.
Don't hit the table.
You don't have woodsman or anything like that, do you?
No.
Okay. I don't think... Oh, she does have tracking. So both of you... She's going to try to aid you with her tracking roll. She has tracking and she is a woodsman. She succeeded with a raise, so you get +2 to your tracking. And of course, you know what you're doing, right? You're sticking your head out the window.
You're driving too.
Yeah, I was like, I'm apparently the driver, so I got.
She can drive as well, if need be.
So I got a 4.
So
Plus
plus 2, 6.
Yeah.
So it looks like whoever was in this, tried to hide their tracks. They tried to go through, over rocks. Sometime later, even seems that they came back and tried to take brush and erase their tracks, but they weren't very good at it. These people were trying to actively not leave tracks, but there are a couple groups of quads and motorcycles that were heading away from this place. That they were in a hurry. They aren't good enough. So you follow it south. It's easy enough. When you lose the trail, you pick it up within 10, 20, 30 yards again, until you come up over a old road, and it goes down into what probably was some industrial complex or factory facility that was on its own somewhere out in this Minnesota wilderness. It looks like just a couple really big buildings that are all kind of ruined up from the golden age out here in the middle of nowhere. I think Last of Us coming up on the water treatment facility or things like that. Just these big buildings out in the middle of nowhere along what used to be an old road outside of some town that no longer exists.
Also, I think you meant almost the last of them. No copyright infringement.
Oh. It's okay to borrow.
No, it's okay.
So that looks like where they headed down to.
Alright. Shall we go towards these buildings?
I think we're not what they're running from. I think they're going to probably welcome the sight of us.
And if they fight us, sucks for them.
Yeah, it does. It's going to suck for them very much.
I mean, they ran from Xiticix and you just killed some, so obviously you're better, right?
Yeah.
You wouldn't have had to run.
I mean, yes.
Yes.
I mean, we didn't have a chance to run.
I mean, yeah, we didn't have a choice.
You could have totally run. So let's take a quick break.
All right.
Bathroom break. Anything else you need to do? Stand up. We will be right back. I need to get a little "we'll be right back" thing I can hide and put up here. Boop. Break that.
Does it still say we're not?
Yeah, it says it's going red constantly. I don't know if that means we're actually stopped streaming or not, but it's not good.
It's not good.
Idiot friend. Is my buddy got out of jail?
Yeah?
I don't know what to do about that. Dave cheated on me again. I confronted her. I got arrested. Now I'm homeless. I'm not looking for a place to stay. I just want to say I'm sorry. I love the guy, but I don't want any involvement with her. I'm afraid that if I have him come over, that she'll just figure out where he's at and then come cause shit at my house. Talk to Taylor about it tomorrow. Does this helmet hold stuff, or was it just a helmet?
You can pick it up and open it, but it has the game in it.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to be loading.
Yeah. You can't put your head in there or anything, but
So the game is in that.
yep.
It says we're live, but it won't load. Oh, there it goes. Yep, it's got Mitch holding the helmet.
That's weird. That's what I'm doing right now. Oh.
It's just kind of choppy.
Yeah. I have to do some major overhauls. Mainly, I think I need to find out what's going on. Like, what internet service do you have? Comcast?
I don't know. We just do internet. I have no idea what it is. Taylor's in charge of that stuff.
Oh,
I was like, what?
but you don't know what your like email is?
Oh, I don't use that. I have a Yahoo email that I use for everything.
My Comcast has been super choppy.
I mean, we don't live even 3 miles from here, so it's probably the same thing.
Well, we had like just a half mile up the road. I had Cox before, and it was fantastic.
I say, and you could.
I'm trying to think of what do we have. Is it Comcast? I don't know. I'm not sure.
Anyway, if it's all broken up and all that stuff, I'll stitch it together like I did last week. All right, so you're up overlooking this old factory facility, whatever it is, out in ruins, out in the middle of nowhere, where these refugees obviously refuged. You don't know if they're still there or not, but
just refuged.
Refuged. You know, when you seek refuge.
Yeah, you refuse.
You refuged. It's a word. I just made that up. All words are made up words.
Yep, that's very true.
So, you can. I mean, how do you approach this? You're going to approach in the vehicle. You're gonna. I mean, I don't know if you want to leave your vehicle behind as much anymore. You know that these things attack them.
I'm still down for approaching. Like I said,
Just
we're
driving
not.
up.
Yeah, we're not in Xiticix, so I don't think they're going to be super afraid of us as much. But
it's easy enough to drive down there and drive through what used to be the gates of the place. Coming up, there's no movement, no nothing. You don't think the cement factory or whatever it was at the end of RoboCop, that kind of like just big facility. It's like just an industrial complex out in the middle of nowhere.
No, totally.
It's just like one place, right?
Yeah, one location, but it's like a couple buildings, but there's only one building that seems to be intact enough that people would probably be there. So you're like driving up and through these ruins. You're still tracking, so you're still finding, like, looking where these people are, but it seems that they went into the main building, so even their quads and everything are in there. So you can't get your truck in there. It's blockaded off, debris and all that stuff. Dust and debris.
Is there like a spot maybe alongside or something that we could kind of park the vehicle just so it's a little like out of view? There's
places where you can kind of like get into the ruined building where it's almost like completely just like sheltered. Like you can park it up underneath some fallen
at this point I just want
and
to
such.
Put the vehicle out of view so nothing ends up spitting on it again.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Well, let's go knock on the front door.
Yeah, I'm not the kind of guy that uses the side door.
I'm sorry that you that you didn't hear this from me first. So you get out and start heading up.
I also said that.
As you're walking towards the main building, you hear a voice cry out. It's easy enough for you to pinpoint. You look up one of the window areas in the second floor, and there's a person with a rifle up there. Now that's close enough. It's
every time.
It's an old pre-Riffs rifle. I mean, you have some exposed bits, but you'd have to get pretty lucky to even hurt you. He probably couldn't hurt. Like, the moment he puts his fire armor on, he's immune.
Which...
It's just there that
I was going to say, I'm not that scared yet.
Yeah, it's just these people are, of course, they've got to show that they're defending themselves and trying to be secure.
I'm trying to dial it back. I feel like I would pretty much always be on fire. I'd just be walking around
like
always
you try to get in the truck and just melt the truck.
Yeah.
What the hell are you doing? And that's why you have the pyromaniac quirk.
That's true.
I think you should talk to him, by the way.
Since he is a dog boy.
That's true. So
And these guys clearly aren't coalition.
they're clearly not.
I mean, they were running. They were refugees from...
No, I know. I'm talking.
Well, their vehicles weren't coalition.
Nope.
You would have been told that they were
And
coming
they were
from
also-
the newish frontier area.
Well, plus they were
The opposite direction.
Correct.
They were also on a refugee-known road. So,
But coming back.
yeah.
Coming from the new frontier.
Mm-hmm. So I guess I would just tell them, we don't mean any harm. We're just trying to see if you guys are all right. If you need any help.
Persuasion check. Yeah.
It's a 6 now. I raised it.
Yeah, 2d6. Don't roll double ones.
Hey,
You got a 4.
it's all right.
Success.
He
So
takes
you
a
say-
shot.
Take the
He takes the shot. So you say, you don't mean any harm. Do you tell him... What else do you tell him?
I'm just making sure we got into a tussle back there a little bit ago with some Xiticix, and we just want to make sure you guys are okay and if you need help. And if maybe we could use some of your cover.
Notice.
Yeah, you noticed the shit out of that. Look at you noticing.
That's 12 right there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's 15.
You'd be
So
noticing.
you hear a voice up in the building talking to the person that's yelling out to you, and you hear it say like, "They came here! Oh my god, they're going to bring him here! Get up! What? I gotta. Okay, no, bring him in! Bring him in! Quick! And then he's like, "Come on in!" You didn't hear any of the little banter. You just hear the guy saying, "Come on in!"
We get in the car and drive away.
And they disappear from the window. So we got him.
As we drive away. You just see him get swept.
So
I guess after me.
you guys head in. They put up some barricades. They open a sliding door, like a big one of those warehouse metal sliding doors for you. There's about a dozen refugees in here. DBs, aliens, just elves and blue people and all this kind of just menagerie of what you have always been taught to hate growing up. But to you just look like, folk, just people. Coming around like from the top as you're kind of coming into this area, and they're all like, all these people are like, "Ooh, what's going on?" They look disheveled. They look like they've been haggard and beleaguered. There's children. There's women, children, men, old people. So the person with the gun's coming down, and there's a person running in front of them or sliding down the stairwell almost. That looks like an old-timey, like, cowboy, like Doc Holliday, vest, jacket with, like, the bowler kind of tie, with the old hat, with a carpet bag, like an old doctor's, carpet bag from back in the day, but it's a quick flex. So a quick flex is an alien species that has, like, no real facial features. They also have a flat face, flat nose.
I thought you were saying the bag was an alien.
No,
species.
no.
It's like, what the fuck
the
kind of
person
bag
themselves.
is
The person themselves is a quick flex. You have encountered them before. They are a fairly common race in Rift's Earth. A lot of them have come through from different areas, but they're super hyper, like just overstrung, like strung out. They think faster. They move faster. They're like the Solarians from Mass Effect. So this guy's like running towards you. Did you say you encountered Xiticix? Did you fight him? Did he hit you? Did they mark you? Or just come on in, over here, quick. And he's like pointing over to a little area where they have tables and kind of chairs set up, and he puts down his carpet bag. Do you follow him?
Yeah.
Otherwise, we have to listen to him in the background. Come on.
He pulls out a perfume bottle. Like it's like crystal bottle with like a little thing, the old style with like the pump as the separate apparatus on the back.
Can I smell it as soon as he pulls it out?
Yes. I mean, he opens up his bag, and there's bottles and beakers and all these things tinkling in there. And the table that he brings you over to looks like an old-timey chemist science set. Like, it looks right out of the movie.
Atomizer, isn't it? Is that what that's called?
The atomizer.
Atomizer, yeah. I was like, there's a word for this thing.
There's all kinds of smells coming from all of this. And many of it, much of it is magical. He seems to either be a techno-wizard that deals in this kind of stuff, or he's like an alchemist or something. Like, he is, obviously, he's making these potions or whatever these things are, but he sprays at you, like, and you don't know, he just turns to you and then he turns to Shani and goes, and as this, like, the pink mist that's coming out of it goes near her, it turns blue and kind of starts to sparkle around her, where it just, like, the pink mist is dissipated around you. So, around her, like, oh, she's been marked, they're following you!
I knew we were getting sneaky.
The man with the rifle is like, he turns to you, and he seems human-ish. He just has weird proportions, kind of bug eyes and buck teeth. He's like, she a magic user?
Yes.
Xiticix love them some magic users. They boil them down and feed them to their young.
What? I've heard that.
You didn't take, like, creatures or anything like that?
No, but...
do you have survival?
I'm streetwise. No, I don't have any survival either. But my character is fairly afraid of Xiticix, so I would kind of probably be prone to believe in a little bit of that. Like, I've heard that too. Like, that's crazy. I'm a magic user too. So,
the Quick Flex, who introduces himself finally as he just talks a mile a minute. He's talking this entire time, but he introduces himself as Rim, R-I-M, Rim, like the rim of a bottle. But he gets out like a a big, almost flask of some type of liquid, and puts an atomizer, big one, on it, and like sprays her down. Like, it's almost like just spraying her down with a spray bottle. And you see, like, it comes out clear and then turns that blue color that you kind of saw before with the other stuff, and starts dissolving off of her. And he's like, I gotta erase the smell, but we don't have long. You brought my toys. Gotta get out of here.
So the thing he's spraying her with is just a detector. It's not really a cover-up.
This one is taking out the mark
and
on
he
her.
Still thinks we need to move along.
Because it followed you the entire way here. She was marked the entire time from the first time she got hit to now.
I agree with him, but I don't want to leave the truck.
Well, I mean, obviously you have to get on vehicles. They have a couple quads, but like they had to...
I don't want to leave our vehicle.
Right, you're not going to leave your vehicle.
So I'll just tell him, hey, you better get outside and spray our vehicle down so we can get out of here.
No, it was just her that's marked. They marked people.
Oh, I thought that we were kind of like, every time he detected that
No.
death, I see. Okay, that's understood.
Oh, yeah. So they explain things to you, the weird-looking guy. Mm-hmm. So one thing is when they die, they do send out pretty much a pheromone scream that SOSs to all others that take in the area. Another thing they can do is the hunters that you fought, the ones that can change their color, they can mark people, and they can track that scent mark. So she got specifically marked. Of course, they went after her because she is a magic user, and they boil them down and feed them to their young, apparently. So those are the couple things. And they did the same thing to them that they did to you. They took out their vehicles with the acid.
Gotcha.
They barely got the vehicles away far enough that they could then cleanse themselves of the marks they had, and then get away on foot and on the quads. But they don't have enough. They don't have enough space in vehicles for all of their refugees. They only have like 2 quads.
How many refugees are there altogether now?
Like there's about a dozen plus. Like there's like 16.
And we can only hold like 4 or 5 in our car, maybe.
You could probably put 4 more people, 6 more if you really crammed them in and hung them on the side. It'd be uncomfortable.
So they were not able to get rid of any marks any of them had.
They did. So Rim is an alchemist, so he was able to get rid of the marks on everyone. So they don't know about this place, or didn't know about this place until now, when you, who are marked, came here. Oh, and one last tidbit that you get, probably the most important, is the Coalition, trying to cut off the tide of refugees running to the New Frontier, bombed a Xiticix hive in North Dakota.
To create static for the refugees?
So those Xiticix poured out,
Yeah.
and now if you keep going west, you're just going to run into a wall of Xiticix.
Worst case scenario.
So you don't have many options except for to go back east in the Coalition area, or go south and try to skirt New Frontier and Coalition Chi-Town. But these refugees want to have nothing to do with Chi-Town. Like, they get pegged instantly, where you guys can survive, at least a little bit, trying to hide. So they were trying to run back east, hoping for anything.
Well, I don't want to go back east.
Yeah, that's
but we can say, I mean, we've already cleared that space for them, sort of. I mean, we know that the path is safe up to where we encountered their cars. Everything seemed to have been fine if they leave now. But if they wait any longer, like another week or two, the Xiticix might push farther east.
We don't know what kind of Xiticix they're on our trail, if they marked and smelled those pheromones from their dead ones.
Too bad we desensitized one of them, or we could have used her as bait and led them away, but it's too late for that now.
So, yeah, there's a couple things. You know that now you have Dockwall, which is a non-coalition haven.
Mm-hmm.
So you could go back there and, try to figure things out and go from there. Another problem is, like, if you just want to get out of here and say, hey, you guys, you can go back to Dockwall, you'll find refuge there. They don't have the vehicle room. Like, they'd be walking, and if Xiticix are on the way right now, they get hunted down.
I hate saying this because we were trying to run, but we were checking on Castle Hill for Dockwall anyway. Now we've moved on. We might just head on back and let everybody know, like, hey, this is what's happening. Because we can't press west, and if we go south, we start skirting Chi-Town, which means more and more coalition every day.
But, like, again,
or we can just
leave these guys. You can, you guys can, like,
here's
you guys
Dockwall. Hope y'all make it, but we gotta get out of here.
You gotta stop in Castle.
Now, there's a couple things. First off, like, you guys can make your way, like, you're human and a dog boy. You can make your way through coalition territory if you're smart. Like, you can do that. These people can't. So you can't, these people can't go south. Their best bet is to go east back to Dockwall. Whether you go with them or not, but if you send them on foot, that's like a death sentence.
Yeah.
Now,
the question is, how nice are we?
That means that if we want to retreat and continue on foot, we can, but we have to give them the car.
Well, because if you took you 3 out of it, plus the additional passenger of 6, plus piling people on, they can probably fit their entire convoy into your truck. They'd give you their quads.
That sounds like a better idea. As long as we get a vehicle we can move on with.
Like, so we're going to take quads and give them our vehicle? Is that what the...
I mean, that was just an option that he came up with.
I was trying not to get rid of the truck. I wanted us to make sure that we had vehicles, but if they can fit their convoy into the truck, and we have the quads, we can move. We can continue moving out.
You can head south.
We've already cleared a small spot for them, and they know the trail is safe back to Castle Hill, and from there they can get back to Dockwall.
And they have no fighters, so you might even, like, the whole thing is, if Xiticix are on their way after you right now, then putting them out on their own in any direction, on foot, in a vehicle, whatever, is almost a death sentence, unless you stay and at least fight off the first group of Xiticix.
I was like, it's really a question of how good are we? Like,
well,
I feel like,
do we care about these?
I know
people?
you're loyal, but you're only loyal to friends. Shani is heroic. She's an undead slayer.
I was just about to say it's going to be her, but I'm.
So either way, like, she's going to stay and try to help these people. It's just
I've been beat down enough too that I'm kind of pro anti-coalition anybody, and these guys have kind of proven to be that way. So, and
you did bring, and like, it wasn't intentional, but you did bring this on them.
Yeah, so
on them.
All right, let's fucking barricade up and.
So,
unless you want
to. Let me see if I get this straight. You guys are going to give them the vehicle to head to Dockwall.
Well, Deyton hasn't okayed any of this.
I know, but this is the plan. Like, that's what I'm saying. I'm laying it out there so everyone, like, we can veto, we can manipulate. Like, again, you can do whatever the hell you want in this situation. You can barter. And they have no warriors beside that guy with a bolt-action rifle.
The best thing to me seems like giving them the truck, sending them at least in the general direction, not quite on the road yet. Go out a little ways, get back on the road. Everything seems to be safe that direction. They're already following us. We'll hang out here. We'll hide. We'll draw them out for a little bit. Like, well, we won't hide, I guess, because we're going to have to make sure that they come after us or whatever. But that'll give them time to escape, and it'll give us some more stuff to shoot at.
And then you guys head south and try to skirt Chi-Town.
What do you think?
I'm the like non-heroic one here, but I'm loyal.
But you're loyal.
Yeah. I just think the better idea would be.
You just want to bounce.
Well, I don't know that it's a good idea to just send these people out on their own. Because what if they just straight up run into the Xiticix and they never make it to us, or they kill them first and then they come to us? We really didn't accomplish anything there. We just waited longer for this fight.
Well, at some point we can't just sit here and fight Xiticix until there aren't any more.
Right. You'd have to like fight whatever the first scouting party is or whatever.
Well, that's what
the problem is that if you all go and the Xiticix come here to the last point of that beacon of her being marked and then start to track, then you're going to lead them right back to Dockwall. You're going to lead the Xiticix to Dockwall. In this case, if you send them to Dockwall, they come and attack you, and then you guys head south, they'll at least go, oh, the things that we fought went south, so they'll try to follow you for a little bit until they get out of their zone.
Let's do that, but let's get Rim to make us some of that squeezy juice.
He will absolutely give you, he'll give you a whole liter of that fluid to demark yourselves.
So that way we don't have to worry about them just following us versus them.
And then he also gives you a bladder that you can throw down that will confuse their hunting senses, or like it'll wash away also their death sense if you do it after the fight. And then he will also produce for you this thing that will confuse their antenna. Another thing that they tell you is that they can't be blinded because they have antenna which do motion.
I figured that way. There's too many eyeballs. I was like, there's going to be something.
It was the antenna. I am actually very happy that I didn't get to screw you over with like you doing obscure area and then shooting you anyway.
Well, I was like, I was like, you know what? I'm going to blind. You know what? No, I'm not going to blind it. They got too many eyeballs and there's multiples. I'm like, there's going to be something about this. Yeah. I already guessed that there's a Xiticix right here.
So. He'll load you up with some alchemical concoctions to help you out in the fight and the aftermath. To if you're going to stay and fight for him, he's going to load you up.
All right.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. So they pack everything up of their belongings, which takes all of 10 minutes. You give them their vehicle. They give you their little quad vehicles. There's 2 of them. They're nuclear powered. One of them is kind of like a long bed quad. So you can pack some stuff on it. You can have a passenger on it.
Has to say, who gets to ride with Shani?
Or she still have a fire boner.
Is she on one of her own, or are you two?
Or is she by herself and you and me are?
We would probably be on the same one.
But you have those set up probably outside the factory to the south, ready to go. As you kind of fortify up,
I think we should hide those because that thing went straight for the vehicle last time. So we need to cover those. Those need to go into a building, or they need to go under something, or they need to be covered. Because
take them outside the factory, cover them up with netting and things like that, and just hide them.
Just kidding. They don't have anything.
I was like, they're already in the building, but we want to make them more like just unnoticeable in general.
Okay, so you put furniture and other things around them and on them, so you can throw that off, jump on them, and go from inside the building. All right. Just about the time, Rim gives you all the alchemical concoctions he's made for you. One to remove the marks, one to remove the death scent after they die.
An antenna confuser.
Just like this thing that basically just agitates the air molecules, which will mess up your keen senses of hearing when it goes off. If you want to try to mess up that only works though if you also blind them, because they can go back and forth between visual and their antenna.
Okay.
So if you throw out your obscure area, you would also want to throw this into the mix.
Okay. So that means that someone else should carry the antenna juice, so that if I do blind, someone else can throw it in the same action.
Oh, and he gives you acid neutralizer.
Hey. So there's the remove the mark, antenna disruption, acid neutralizer, and what else?
And the death scent nullifier.
Okay. So basically, get rid of their SOS.
Yep.
Shorthand notes that won't make any sense next time. Stink here acid cleaner. There we go.
Here acid.
Alright, so clearly we're going to set up a lookout situation so we can see when these things are coming.
Almost as within 10 minutes of the convoy leaving, you're starting to get that high-pitched, their communication to each other, noise in your ears, so you know they're coming.
I'm probably better on the ground because I can shoot up.
Is there any way to tell how many I can hear or anything like that?
You hear distinctly 2 communicating at the moment.
I kind of heard just 2 earlier, and there were 4, so...
could
be 10, could be 50.
Or it could be that only 2 need to talk that can all hear. Or each one is a team, because there were 4. If you only heard 2, there would be 2 in each. A big one, a small one, and 2 small ones. Let's assume there's 4.
There's at least 4.
So you're going to be on the ground floor, you're saying. You want to be inside a building, or do you want to be outside, or towards a perimeter, towards a wall, towards a window?
I would probably be inside someplace that's a little bit away from where they are. And I don't want to say I'm splitting the party up, but are you going high?
Your fire
or you going low,
and your
or
everything is pretty bad. High ground for grenades and shooting is good. You're not the one that wants to get into melee, even though those things can fly. If you're up high on one of the walkways or up those windows, you're limiting their avenue of getting to you.
So if you take something high and I take something across the street, then I can get the same area that you can. We can sandwich a little bit.
Shani is, she's got bolt, but it's expensive. Her big thing is melee. She needs to get that Kopesh and up in on people.
So I don't think this is necessarily the same as splitting the party. I like your idea. I'll be high in the building itself. You can go across the avenue, the street, whatever, hide in some junk, ruins. Whatever, because they just know the area.
And the last thing that marked, like if you put an X on the last place that they could smell that, it's inside the building.
Inside the building, so they'll be heading towards me. They would have no idea that you would be...
And is that second story window like low enough that he can jump out of? If he needs to? Yeah, all right, cool. Then you have egress. You're good to go.
And then Shani should probably be on the ground floor inside the building
for when they get in.
Makes sense.
Protect your
near whatever the front door-ish thing is. If that's a window, it's a big actual doors that we have kind of semi-blockaded or something. Like she should just be in that region. So like if they do get in, she's prepared to
keep.
All right,
I lasso one of them.
Obscure rope.
So, no surprise here. You know, you're set up good enough. You have your rangefinder. You have all your stuff. You see, like, they're camouflaged up, but the hunters are starting to move up through the forest line. One buzzes up and lands on top of the ruins where he's at. Another buzzes up and, like, lands kind of outside the building, but so, like, if you were to hang your head out, look straight down, he's over there. They're trying to, get a nice cross into this. But that's when there's some heavy buzzing, like even more low pitch and heavier than with the hunters. And you hear big thumps on the ground. And through where the front gate is, 4 large, gray, tough-looking Xiticix start striding into. These are those are the hunters. These are the soldiers, Xiticix.
And we didn't see anything that looks like those acid burpers, do we?
They can all
do that. Okay.
Yeah, they all.
So we weren't shooting anything out of the ordinary that last time.
It was just another hunter.
To be doing that.
Yeah.
Okay.
The rest weren't using their acid because they had their guns.
Yeah.
Guns were more effective against people. They wanted to use the acid against your vehicle.
Gotcha.
So there's 2 of these.
So there's 2 hunters and 4 soldiers. There's 4 soldiers walking in. They are carrying in their bottom 2 arms a big, low-slung, heavy-looking like lance weapon. Almost looks like a harpoon launcher. They're holding a spear in their top right arm. Their top left arm is free to do whatever they want, but you see that they have like additional weaponry on them as well. And
they're armored up.
They're heavier, like looking than the rest. They're striding forward. In a group, they separate out so that like a grenade would only ever get 2 of them. They're coming into this. They're not really seeking cover. They're just kind of moving forward. It's the hunters that are like popping, moving around, trying to coordinate things. And they're the ones you hear that noise from. It looks like they're guiding these soldiers in.
Well, our job here is done. Let's flee. They've already found them.
That is absolutely a valid tactic.
I know. They've seen this, but then we're going to have to do track cover. They're going to hunt down these. Plus, I kind of want to see what we can do.
Yeah.
I don't know, like, to be fair, like, I know fleeing is a tactic, but I don't know how me and Shani are getting out of this building that they're coming into. You're on the outside. You can get away.
Well, maybe. She can fly.
So we don't know how my ass would get out of here.
You have a quad in that building you can jump on and try to drive out. He'd have to get to the other quad. Do you even have driving? I think you have driving.
I have notice.
Okay. No, then you'd be leaving the other quad. So Shani and you would have to drive the vehicles out. So now you're kind of like stuck in because you have to protect those vehicles because that's your travel plan.
Yeah, fuck these guys. Let's blow them
All right. So if you communicate to him enough, you will be able to step out from the ruins and you can get, if you want to open the battle up on your terms, you could hit 2 of the soldiers with a burst.
That's what I wanted to do anyway.
But then it's on. Then you'd have the 4 soldiers. They'd be almost right up on the building. And you'd have the 2 hunters that have been in place.
Could we not time our attacks to where, like, he would take 2 soldiers and I would take the other 2 with a grenade?
With a grenade? Yeah, you can do that.
As an opening?
Mm-hmm.
So at the very least,
you'd have to use a frag.
We don't suck.
But yeah, you could frag 2 and he could burst too.
Well, at least open up on these soldiers.
I agree, because we've already taken out the scouts without any kind of issue.
Well, I mean
we had a
they
little
did.
issue.
They did shoot some of us. Not you. But
All right. So
I just think that's the best plan because we might get a bonus to an ambush, right?
right. I mean, well,
they'll have a negative. Or
no one's kind of ambushing. Like the hunters see you in the window. You see them coming up. Everyone kind of knows everyone's here and that there's a fight going to happen.
It's just that the first move has to be picked.
Yeah.
We're picking this is our first move.
I'm going to hand out cards and we're going to see how, like, your anticipation, your hope is that you get 2 of the soldiers, you get 2 of these and all that stuff because you're lining up your shots. But we'll see.
And then Shani's going to do...
She has to wait for things to get closer.
Yeah.
She's inside the building.
She's inside the building with the sword. She's going to back whoever needs help. If you start to go down, they start to go, like, all go after you.
They've all got lances and close range weapons, so get ready to protect me.
Like, if they start coming after you in the ruin, she'll run across from this building to the ruins to help you. If they try to get in the building or try to go up and attack you up top, she's going to run up there and help you.
I guess I just...
Jack of Spades.
This potentially means poor roll, though.
I guess I just misunderstood earlier when you were like, you could take, like, as an action, like, you can get 2 right now.
Yeah. But, that's if, like, you're moving up and doing this. Like, everyone, king and 5. Shani. Ace of Hearts.
Okay.
And a 3. So, yeah,
Nice.
They were just kind of going to roll in and do their damage. But you guys... set things up, coordinate well enough, and go. Ace, Shani, she's holding, so.
Tell me she holds.
She holds.
Calm down there, buddy.
Yeah.
Oh, you got a king.
Oh, yeah, you got a king.
Alright, so
Are you going to tell us what you're doing? You're just going to roll?
He's grenade. You already
said.
That's
right. We talked.
You said I have to shoot a frag.
He has to shoot a frag to get 2 because they're
all
spread
that
out.
planning we just did. You're going with you're staying with the plan.
So I have to shoot and hit first.
And you have to shoot and hit first.
Nice. That's good enough.
7.
Yep, you hit both of them. It's just a regular hit. That's not a. And negates range penalty, so yeah, it's just a regular hit. So roll regular damage.
Okay.
AP on that?
No AP on my frag grenades.
Yeah. So toughness on these guys is 13.
They do mega damage though.
It does, yeah.
Alright, so
that's 14.
It's already
plus
14.
A 6. 18.
18.
Ooh.
Yeah, so that's a hit through their armor, shaken, and a wound. Mega damage. These guys aren't mega damage structures, so limbs and pieces of 2 soldier Xiticix go everywhere.
Watch this.
Watch me miss.
Yeah. They're right in the middle. I'm like, go.
Iggy, what happened?
Yeah.
You shot the fire backwards. I don't know.
I melted concrete.
All right.
Psionics.
So we're doing
What's your wild die?
We're doing the 4.
Oh, you're doing the mega damage. You're doing the 3d12 or whatever
we're
it is.
using the crazy one.
Nice.
3d12.
So do
just hope
the hit psionics.
Yeah.
I hope you hit.
Shut up.
Shut up.
Just shut up. Just shut up.
Oh, look at that 10. It's a D10. Right? Oh no, that's a 1. So yeah, so this
I was like, that's a
5. All right, cool, 5. I got excited. I was like, D10. Oh, boom. Got a 5.
One of them jumps out of the way.
Okay.
So do your 3d12 or whatever it is.
Son of a bitch.
Is it 3d12?
Yeah. I got really excited.
Well, you could spend a Benny to re-roll that if you want to try to get higher.
No.
Now, you get the highest of the rolls. So spending a Benny would just be...
Then yes.
You're automatically getting 1. You'd just be trying to get more.
All right. Here's my regular D10 that doesn't have 10s written on it. There we go. All right.
Remember that time you pretended like he had knowledge and smarts?
Knowledge.
Alright,
I know stuff.
I got a 6 that time. Instead of a 5.
Yeah, that hits both.
Alright.
Good Benny use.
Good Benny use. Like he got a...
Barely.
Shut up.
Good Benny use.
6, 9, 15, 16.
Whoa, 16, huh? Is there any AP to that?
No, it's just mega damage.
Want to spend a Benny to reroll a damage?
Yeah, why not?
Your last Benny?
I'm out of luck now. Let's do this.
What are they at again? I thought they were just at
They're at a
13.
Toughness is 14 or 13, yeah.
But you have to get a 17 to get a wound on them.
This time I got a 7, a 13, I got a 22.
That'll do it. So you ignite both of them. They just screech and pop. Like bugs in a bug zapper. Or in a fire.
Don't suck. Just barely. Fuck you. We're supposed to be on the same team.
Same team.
I didn't say don't.
You know that Beethoven's on your team.
Yeah, I know, right? I gave you that sexy head thing earlier.
Alright, so
there's 2 hunters left?
there are 2 hunters left on 3 that just watched all 4 of their soldiers go pop. They're warriors. One's going to try to thump some shots into you. Okay. You have cover because you're in the window.
For a second, I thought by using the term thump, like he was going to do something else except for shoot. And I was like,
yeah. He's doing like it's that weird thumpy whatever rifle
right.
they're using.
Right.
Shooting. So the one on top of your ruins is shooting at you. The one that's at the corner of the building you're in is shooting at you. You have cover to both. So, but that's going to hit.
I'm on fire, by the way.
Of course.
I'm just saying, there's no, just anytime I want to do it, I'm on fire, so I just say I'm on fire.
So each of you have been hit once.
No.
Cool, yeah.
Yeah.
We're both at 11.
AP nothing. So. Whoa. So I know what it is for you guys. So I had a die that came outside of my container. Is it a reroll or do I take it as it last?
Well, you usually give it to us if it's high. So if it is it high?
It's high. You
want
me to reroll
keep it? No.
Reroll it. Does it get lower?
It seems
I'm
fair.
okay with advantage to players.
No,
because,
I want to. Let's do this.
There's a 6 sitting in this thing.
Who are you shooting at?
Him.
Keep it.
No, I was like,
kidding.
Why not?
No, I thought you were shooting at me. So what? Let's do rerolls for all kitty falls.
Okay. Reroll of the die that fell or the entire thing.
No, anything that falls out of the kitty, reroll it.
6, 10, 14, 17. So 17 damage to you. Your toughness is 11. That's 11, 15. That's going to be shaken in a wound unless you spend a Benny to soak.
Oh, yeah.
You should probably do that. It's something that this bullet go through your chest and your spine.
So roll a vigor check with your wild die.
Your vigor is great, too. You should always spend your bennies on this shit.
Well, there's
Yeah,
at least
you
eight.
No shaken, no wound.
Look at your second roll critical failures. You're like 12, 1, 12, 1. Like, what the fuck is happening?
The shot on you. 5, 9, 10, 11, 12. You are shaken. You don't have any more bennies to spend, so that's it. But you were shaken. So you can take no action until you either take an entire action to recover or try to make a spirit check to recover.
Okay.
During your action.
Yeah. So if during my action, I take a spirit roll to recover, then I get to do my action also?
Correct.
Okay, cool. Right on.
That's a change from the old system. You used to recover from shaken, but were able to perform no actions on a success, and you need a raise to perform an action in the same turn when you recover. They changed that system now so that you can recover an act just with a success. Okay. So you're just looking for a 4 on a spirit check, not vigor.
No, spirit's good.
So, all right. She's holding. She has nothing to do as of yet. Do any of you want to give her a command or give her a suggestion of what to do?
If she holds past this round, she has to redraw.
Nope. She keeps.
Yeah, hold.
So
we got this so far.
She kind of wants to pull out her wings now so she can get to a place fast.
We're not in charge of her per se. She's on the team.
But I mean, she'd have to run, if anything, she'd have to run upstairs to help you, run over there, or try to cast and move in the same turn. And you saw what happened last time she tried to do that.
Let her get into whatever position she wants to get into.
So yeah, she's gonna call her wings out then, just so she has mobility.
Mm-hmm. All right, Captain.
No, sorry.
What?
No, I don't know. It just makes sense. She's not beholden to us.
Yeah, but she's at the moment you've put her in reserve. So if you need something from her,
she doesn't feel too comfortable just sitting around doing nothing.
Right. So she has her wings out now, so she can easily get to either of you in one turn.
Gotcha.
But it's going to start draining her PPE.
She has to roll for tattoo summon?
Yes, to invoke her tattoos, she has to roll because you have to meditate. You have to pull the magic out of the tattoo. Yeah.
I would have told her to go towards you and the one that's next to you, because you're shaking, so you can't do shit to it.
Well, it's the one. It'd be the one on the building that you can't really hit. Your building, because you can shoot the one that's shooting at you. But if you tell her that now, this turn she'll know to go after that one.
Whatever.
Because you're shaken, pinned down, essentially.
Oh, you're shaking too, huh?
Nope.
No.
He's
talking to me. Sorry,
yeah.
I thought you were talking to himself.
6 of clubs. Going back to the normal luck. An 8 of hearts and a 5 of spades. Not great.
Especially when the deck is that low and there haven't been a lot of face cards pulled.
And there hasn't been a joker yet.
It's no.
And Shani gets the 2 of clubs, which is the Xiticix hunter picture.
Yeah.
So.
Great. That's good luck.
Yep. And the Xiticix get 6 of diamonds.
Oh, damn it. Just before me. At least we're not last.
What is yours?
6 of clubs.
Oh, yeah.
I got an 8, though.
So 8 goes first. So
well, then shoot the one near me.
He can't hit the one near you because it's on the same building he's in.
Oh, the one that's attacking me is up there, right? That's right.
So the building that's facing you is this, and he's in the window here. The Xiticix is on your building, shooting down at him.
Worst case scenario.
So I can shoot the one that shot me.
Correct.
So let's do that then.
It's got cover.
Get a smoke grenade.
No range because your scope. So, or you can launch a grenade at it if you seem kind of trigger happy with those. But it's only a single thing. I don't know if you want to do that. I'd say just pump 3 rounds into it and hope you can get one through.
Let's just take a shot at it.
All right. So you need 6s on your 3d8. You're shooting 8s.
Wait, each shot is 8. That's okay. I was like, damn.
Each shot is a d8. He has his d6 wild die.
I'm like, everybody keeps shooting the dodge one. You have to damn.
Well, I got
get the fuck out of here.
Literally, my 3 d8s all rolled 8s.
Jesus, that's fate that you just annihilate these things. Apparently,
it's wait for them all to be ones on this.
Raise. So that's 3 hits, all with raises. So go ahead and roll the first hit.
That was a dope-ass roll.
It's time to name your guns.
Right? You need to name this thing. Bug Stomper.
Yeah, I wore my Vera shirt yesterday.
So, damage was what? 3d6 plus 2?
Mm-hmm.
4d6 plus 2, because you got the raise.
Per hit.
So the first roll, against toughness 8, you need a 12 or higher.
Yeah, that's that.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
Okay, so that's a shaken and a wound.
That's 10, 18.
That's 2 more wounds. It's dead.
That's holes in the face.
Yeah.
I fucked Eat up.
It's like my Witcher shotgun that I had last time.
Anti-witch shotgun.
Yeah, I don't remember what I called it, but I
think it was fantastic.
It was over and over again, just annihilating everything I ever fired at it.
Okay, so the Xiticix going to try to finish you off, the hunter. He's going to keep pumping rounds into you.
What are you missing?
I don't know how to help you.
I know. There it is. I'm like, they all look the same. Oh, a 1 and a 2 aren't going to do it. Yay. So you get totally missed. Wow. That's BS.
For you. All right, so let's do this spirit check to try to survive. Or to
a broad kill. That's what this thing is a broad kill. Oh. It's a staple.
So he gets
I thought it was a White Walker,
right?
With a lightsaber.
They're like 9 to 12 feet tall, and they love cybernetics. So
I think every time that card comes up, you tell us what it is.
What?
Recover and you get spirit plus as wild.
Yes.
Yeah, every
spirit as wild.
I have to get a
you need
4.
a 4 or better attack.
I did it.
So you get attacked. So you recover.
It's fucking bolt.
It's got cover, so you need a 6.
All right, and we're going to. Oh, it's right down here in the comics. So bolt. We're gonna do the 2 ISP version
for -4 on it for 4 AP.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oops, wait, was it 22? So it's 18. So I bought the extra ISP. I'm just gonna burn everything. All right.
Burn.
I'm at a -2. You said.
A negative. Yeah, you need a 6. So. One thing. The other thing you can do as a Master Psionic, and reading this. So as a Master Psionic, in the printed sheet, you'll see that you can spend ISP to give yourself a bonus to your. Not that one. The character sheet I printed out for you. Yeah. You can spend ISP to give yourself a bonus to your psionics roll.
Spend 2 ISP to 1 to my psionics roll, 4 ISP to 2.
So you can get a +2 to the roll and negate that penalty.
Let's do that.
Now, there's also something weird about that, and I'll let you interpret it the way you will. So it says that you get that +2 or +1 before you roll. And in the old system, if you got a bonus before you roll, it staged the die up. So you can either roll a D12.
I think it'd be better if I roll, if I add to my dice in my hand.
So let's do that.
Because we've had that thing before where there's more chance to fail with more face there on the dice.
So go for that.
Sometimes adding a bigger die.
I need a what to?
Oh, that's a 10.
Yeah.
So, yeah, reroll that. So,
oh, yeah. So 11.
Yeah,
11, 12, 13. That's a hit with a raise.
No, all I did was negate my +2, so it's an 11.
Yeah, that's a hit with a raise because you needed a 6.
I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying.
Cool. So 10. You needed a 10 to get a raise.
And then I spent some extra. 8 so now we're going to do some.
You're going to do
4 AP to my regular 46.
Your 46, 4 AP. So its toughness is now 6. You need to get a 10 or higher to wound on 46.
There's a 10. It's an 11, so 21, 26.
Yeah, the thing's dead.
Yeah.
Pop.
That was very expensive.
Yeah, that was very expensive.
Also
very effective. That's all the Xiticix in this wave.
Let's get the fuck out of here.
You hear all kinds of chatter going through your little thing right now.
So the only way that we
Shani, nice wings. We do have to fly, but we just got to go fast.
So she breaks your chain. She breaks your chain, flies out and grabs you, and flies you back to the quads.
All right.
While you're running down and jumping onto the quad itself.
So while we're all in close proximity, should we spray ourselves with that stinky stuff? See if any of us got marks.
First, one thing you should throw out that bladder to destroy all the death smell.
Yes.
So pop that off. When you get on the quad, spray yourself down.
Stinky.
And then bolt.
South, right? We're headed south.
South. You're heading south.
Okay.
Everyone, like, you're going to be making me survival checks. You don't have survival, right?
So it's a 4 then, right?
It's a D4, D6, minus 2 on each. And we're going to... What's your survival? She's a woodsman. I think she's going to have the best roll at this.
Mine's a D6.
Her survival's a D8, so...
Do you have streetwise?
I do.
Damn it. Why didn't I take any survival?
You didn't have to, like... You were living in towns, not...
That's true.
Also, I have,
so
like,
you go ahead and make your
more
roll.
skills than you.
It's a 1 minus 2 is a negative.
Negative
One,
1. All right.
and then a
So
1.
you don't help at
I
all.
have nothing. Yeah.
You make a survival check.
Wait, what was yours?
My total combined between 2 dice was 0.
Yeah. So if you don't have the skill, you roll a D4 minus 2.
I rolled a 3, which made me a 1, but my other dice was a 1, so it would have been a negative 1. So if you combined all my dice, it's 0, but I really rolled a 1.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's why I was confused. Like, he didn't actually roll a negative. He got a 3.
Well, it was minus 2.
Minus
so
2.
Well, luckily it wasn't a natural failure at 1,
Yeah.
but yeah, it was reduced to 1.
Survival is what we're doing, right?
Yep.
Yes.
I mean, there's a 6.
You're surviving the shit out of this.
And then followed by 1.
The 7.
So 7. So not enough for a raise. So you're giving her a plus 1. She has a plus 2.
Get 3 roll. 1.
She's a woodsman, so she has a plus 2.
Doing this shit all
Plus
night.
1 from you, so plus 3 to her survival roll to try to get you guys out of here without being tracked by these things. 6 and a 1. 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 is a success and a raise. So you guys quad out. You go over some rocks. She has you like head down through a river, but it's like a stream, riverish area.
Splashy, splashy.
And you drive through it for a while. You spray yourselves down again, and then head out of the river. And you guys are escaping south. You hear that kind of like weird noise in the distance here and there for a little while, but as the day progresses, it fades off.
As I please tell me, like, you escape south to now another colony.
Oh,
of
I
I know, right? I was like, every time you say you get some more of it, I'm like, come on, man.
So you have
I'm gonna run out of grenades.
You have escaped the factory and the Xiticix ambush, and you have completed the third adventure of the Wileyverse, kicking the Hornet's nest.
Hey. Nice.
I can't believe how much I spent to kill that hunter. I probably didn't need to do quite that much. Next time I need to be a little more considerate.
No, there's only one thing left. You don't want it living another turn.
That's what I thought. But as soon as I did that, though, as soon as I killed it, you're like, then you hear some more clickety clack, and I was like, shit, let's get out of here.
Like, if you did not kill it, another wave would already be there, like on the way. You had an entire turn to get on the vehicles and get out of there. So, next week they escaped south into Chi-Town, the capital city, the capital territory of the coalition, and we'll see how they can attempt to make it through there. Maybe get south. So, thanks for tuning in. Any last words?